Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to Nizhny Novgorod at your request. And guess what? It's not very hard to get there from Moscow. So come with me and let's explore this city together. Let's go. So right now we're moving to Nizhny Novgorod. See you there. Bye. Well friends, I am delighted to welcome you to my new video. This time, we are visiting Nizhny Novgorod at your request. Several high-speed trains depart daily, so you can reach Nizhny Novgorod in about 3.5 hours, comfortably seated. You could even make a day trip, like I did in Yaroslavl. But this time, I decided to relax and stay in the city for a couple of days. I checked into my hotel, dropped off my bags, relaxed and had a dinner. My room was quite ordinary, but the hotel restaurant was delightful. The buffet menu was varied and delicious, and I enjoyed my dinner. After dinner, I went for a night walk around the city. I will definitely show you the nightlife of Nizhny Novgorod in a separate video, so subscribe to make sure you don't miss it. In this video, I'll give you a glimpse of the city I saw in the morning light. Nizhny Novgorod is one of the oldest and most beautiful cities in Russia. Nizhny Novgorod is a thriving city, ranking 6th in terms of size among Russian cities. It's also the largest center of the Volga region, which has managed to preserve the majestic architecture of ancient buildings and the spirit of the pre-revolutionary era. Nizhny Novgorod celebrated its 800th anniversary in 2021, and while Nizhny Novgorod may be ranked 6th in terms of size, it comes in 3rd place in terms of consumption and material well-being, after Moscow and St. Petersburg. Nizhny Novgorod, a city steeped in history, was founded in 1221 by Prince Julius Vsevolodovich and belonged to the Grand Duchy of Vladimir. In 1341, it became the capital of the Nizhny Novgorod Sozdal Principality, a remarkable achievement of the young city. From the 13th to the 15th centuries, it was known as Novgorod of the Lower Land to avoid confusion with Novgorod on the Volkhov River, now known as Veliki Novgorod. In the 17th century, it adopted the name Nizhny Novgorod, which is widely recognized today. However, in 1932, it was renamed Gorky in honor of the renowned Soviet writer Maxim Gorky, a native of the city. Despite Gorky's skepticism about the name change, it persisted until 1990, when the historical name Nizhny Novgorod was restored. As I approached the city's most significant landmark, the Kremlin, I couldn't help but be captivated. Constructed between 1500 and 1515, this magnificent fortress boasts 13 towers and a unique feature that sets it apart from other fortresses. I entered the fortress by passing through Minin and Pozharsky squares and passing through the passage gates of the Dmitrievskaya Tower. This towering structure, built in 1509, serves as the main gate of the fortress and the central tower of the Nizhny Novgorod Kremlin. Often regarded as an unofficial symbol of the city, it has undergone numerous transformations over the centuries, losing its ancient architectural charm. Installed in 2006, the Dmitrievskaya Tower houses an exhibition hall bearing the same name, showcasing historical exhibits. On the tower's left side, ticket offices and a porch, serving as an entrance to the Kremlin wall, provide access to the Dmitrievsky Tower. However, I opted for a leisurely stroll around the Kremlin instead of ascending the tower. By the way, as you have noticed, the entrance here is completely free. And right in front of us stands the Cathedral Bell Tower, a 2021 recreation of the 17th century original that stood on the same site. The city administration building now occupies the opposite side, and the Cathedral of the Transfiguration stood there at the beginning of the 20th century. The beautiful bell ringing you hear comes from there. The Kremlin's territory is home to historical buildings and government buildings, which is an interesting fact. I'm not sure which of these factors contribute more to the territory's well-grooming, but you'll see that there is exceptional cleanliness everywhere, manicured lawns, comfortable paths, and many places to relax. The atmosphere is generally pleasant. I slowly made my way to the observation deck, which offers breathtaking views of Nizhny Novgorod and the Volga River. The Simeon Church is clearly visible below. There is also a memorial dedicated to those who lost their lives in the Great Patriotic War, with an eternal flame burning nearby. Next to the memorial, I found the Cathedral of the Archangel Michael, which holds significant importance as it is believed to be the same age as Nizhny Novgorod itself. Remains of Kuzma Minin, the hero who saved Moscow from the Poles during turbulent times, are also buried here. The Rostropovich Philharmonic is located next to the cathedral. And here is what the massive and impressive fortress of the Nizhny Novgorod Kremlin looks like. It's easy to see that the entire city stands on the hills, and the Kremlin is no exception, and there are stairs everywhere. So if you want to explore Nizhny Novgorod, be prepared for a good workout. Here, I decided to venture deeper into the Kremlin's heart, beyond the imposing Kremlin wall. To achieve this, I had to descend a long and winding staircase. Along the way, I discovered new observation decks, but I was determined to press on. To exit the Kremlin, I opted for a different route. Instead of returning to the main entrance, I chose to leave through the side gate at the Ivanovskaya Tower. This tower, named after the Church of John the Baptist, which I'll show you later, holds historical significance. In ancient times, this tower served as a crucial military outpost, housing prisoners and criminals in its annex. Stepping outside, I decided to stroll along the fortress wall for a while. Take a moment to admire these bricks imbued with the spirit of history. Imagine the countless fascinating stories these moss-covered walls could tell. Paths are also provided, offering a pleasant respite from the sun in the shade of the trees along the fortress. From here, you can catch a glimpse of the next tower, known as the White Tower. Its name likely derives from the color of the stone that adorned its lower tier. This tower carries its own poignant legend, whispering of a Russian construction worker who met a tragic end at its base. This young man, Danila, had fallen in love with a young girl named Nastya. Their love blossomed as they worked together to build the Kremlin wall. However, fate had other plans. Nastya's affection was not limited to Danila. She also captured the heart of the Italian master commissioned by the prince to construct the Kremlin. Tragedy struck on the day the Belaya and the neighboring Rozhdestvenskaya Tower were laid. A skirmish ensued between the young lovers, resulting in their untimely deaths. As a poignant tribute, their bodies were laid to rest in the trenches where the towers stood. Today, they stand as eternal monuments of unfulfilled love, with the Conception Tower serving as the final resting place for the Italian master. But enough drama for today, my friends. I have already abruptly moved to the streets, and I'm in a hurry to show you the church of Ilan the Baptist, which was named after the gate through which I left the Kremlin. Let's stroll past Bugorov's lodging house, a haven for the homeless poor built by a compassionate merchant. This house inspired the renowned Russian writer Maxim Gorky to pen his famous work, At the Bottom. Not long ago, this building was purchased by a staggering 160 million rubles, and its new owner has pledged to restore it to its former glory. As we continue our journey, we come across another monument, Minin and Pajarsky, a copy of the Moscow monument from Red Square. I'm not sure which one it is. I've seen so many of them on my travels. Novgorodians, please share the number of monuments dedicated to Minin and Pajarsky in your city in the comments. Now, let's talk about Rozhdestvenskaya Street, which is Christmas in English. This is a small piece of St. Petersburg in Nizhny Novgorod. I apologize if this comparison offends the locals, but it's simply my impression as a tourist. Although I don't think anyone will take offense to it. My love for the street began when I discovered a much needed break from my endless cardio and running up endless stairs. It's evident that Novgorodians share this sentiment, as they have even established a holiday in its honor. It's called Rozhdestvenskaya Street Day, and it is celebrated on September the 21st. By the way, Rozhdestvenskaya Street didn't always bear its current name, previously known as Mayakovskaya and even earlier as Oktyabrskaya and Cooperative. But I believe the name Rozhdestvenskaya best suits it. The street is always bustling with people, and pedestrians don't hesitate to walk right along the tram tracks, cutting through the streets. The patience of tram drivers passing here is truly remarkable. Sometimes they even avoid honking at gawking passers-by and instead slowly follow them along the road. Above the street, an inscription reads, "To be, not to seem." Along the way, I stumbled upon the Church of the Trinity, which had been restored after being destroyed during the Soviet era. On the right side of the building, there is a bank that appears to be an old estate. Almost every building houses a small restaurant or cafe, many of which have outdoor terraces. Initially, I mistook this for a street living statue. However, I soon realized that it was an organized group engaged in an interactive, costumed tour led by a very original guide. They listened to the necessary information through headphones while the guide expressed his emotions and actively gestured without uttering a word. There is also a small square on this street featuring a fountain that provides relief on hot days. Opposite the square stands an ancient building on the Pancake Mall. It exudes beauty and elegance on the outside, but is rumored to be quite unkept on the inside. I didn't explore it, opting instead to head straight from the square towards the embankment near the river station. And yes, I know, my friends, that I was literally 2 steps away from the magnificent Novgorod Christmas church and the entire Rozhdestvenskaya Street. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see them, and I didn't take any pictures, but let me assure you, it was worth the wait, and I already regretted not taking them. Don't judge me harshly. The allure of the Volga River with its breathtaking views was irresistible. The embankments in Nizhny Novgorod are simply wonderful, the perfect setting for romantic dates at sunsets.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
After watching the romantic lovebirds enjoy the sunset and the impromptu exhibition of luxurious sports cars, I decided to return to Rozhdestvenskaya Street. It had been a while since we had stairs in the frame, and I couldn't resist the temptation to explore the hills again. After all, you have to pay for the beauty, right? So after walking a billion steps for you, I stumbled upon this. And yes, there is a Christmas church in the distance, but the steps weren't over yet. So I kept going. How are you? Alright. And here are the stairs again. Here, I was certain that if I lived in Nizhny Novgorod, I wouldn't have any weight issues. And here is another view for you. The Arrow of the Wolves, the Oka River Station, the Christmas Church, and even the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral on the other side, all in the palm of your hand. In fact, this entire slope is lined with stairs, and they are beautifully lit in the evenings. It's a park that honors the 800th anniversary of the city. There are many people here, and it seems like they are all athletes if they can run up all these numerous stairs. The park is well maintained and has many levels. There are convenient places to relax and enjoy the beautiful views everywhere. There are also playgrounds, so children won't get bored. You can spend the whole day in the park and still not get bored. I think this is where I'll end my afternoon walk in Nizhny Novgorod. I hope you enjoyed walking around the city with me. If so, don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the video about nightlife of Nizhny Novgorod, which I'm already preparing for you. I'll be glad to read your comments about Nizhny Novgorod, or maybe you have recommendations of new places to visit.